Thank you for tuning in. Joe Delgado, Delgado Rants. Indestructible me. Getting you to become indestructible to the bullshit in this world so you can rise above, so you can separate yourself from the pack. And hopefully maybe the pack continues to rise and then we just live in a better world. This is the show to get you amped up, to get you ready for the day, regardless of the day of the week, regardless if you're working or not, wherever you are in life. Hopefully this gets you some mind juices flowing, if that's a thing. I am an everything coach. Indestructible me is raising the bar, the standards, the quality of life for everyone and everything so we can live in a better world. Today's a super important topic, brainwashing. And this is exactly what I wanted to bring up for Indestructible Me. This is exactly essentially, this is the one word that's the basis of what drives me and compels me to try to help people, is the brainwashing that's going on in this world. And it is a good and bad word. Once I say it, you probably are associating yourself to propaganda, malicious attacks from media and things of that nature, which I definitely 100% agree. And it's happening all around you without you knowing it. You have all these beliefs in your life that you think are your beliefs that came from you personally. And if you start dissecting things, you'll find out that you've just been influenced. And it's a psychological environment that we're living in constantly. And you have to be consciously aware of the information that you're taking in. And regardless of what your beliefs are, what you want your beliefs to be, you need to understand that it's constantly adapting and changing based on the energy, information, people around you, and the environment. So you are the product of your own surroundings. And you can do things to prevent it, right? Because no matter what, some energy and some information are constantly knocking on your door, infiltrating your workspace, your living space, and getting to you. But you gotta have some strength, some mental strength, and understand, when it's infiltrating and have barriers to block it. So brainwashing, the definition, again, quick Google search. The process of pressuring someone, adopting radically different beliefs by using systematic and often forcible means. A lot of big words there, right? It might not be to you, but you're pressuring someone or yourself, adopting radically different beliefs by using systematic and often forcible means. Just think about the life you're living. Just think about other people, how they're living their life. The beliefs that you have could be just your upbringing, how you were raised. Like the perceptions that you have on everything could be just because that is just the main perception in the world today. We have a lot of misogynistic ideas, thoughts, racial thoughts and beliefs. If you're constantly being spewed that information, how is it not going to be pressuring you to adopting that point of view? And because I'm a firm believer that we all want great things and we all want to help and we all want to care for one another. That just makes sense to me. It doesn't make sense for us to hate. It doesn't make sense. Judging, I think we're just prone to do that because that's a safety tactic in our subconscious mind. We got to judge if it's safe, not safe, happy, sad. Like, we got to protect ourselves. So that's what that comes in. But hating doesn't, it's okay to hate the things that you don't, you want to change, bad things you want to change. And because that drives your fuel, but it doesn't cause you to do malicious and unjust things or unethical things. And I think brainwashing comes into the fact where the negative thing is, again, you don't know that you're being brainwashed. You don't know that you've been taught wrong things about nutrition and diet. Because you didn't go to a 4-year, you didn't get taught for 10 years, 4 years, whatever. You weren't taught about nutrition. You just got a ton of different information, or the same information from a ton of different people. So then you fall onto the age-old saying, if everyone else is saying it, if everyone's doing it, it must be true. And that's, I think, the biggest part of brainwashing, is that we fall into this concept that if everyone's doing it, everyone's saying it, it must be true. Whether that information is valid, right, so I mean, it's corrupting your mind. It's corrupting how you handle your life. It's because you're getting a false perception on things. If you're watching a love movie, a romantic movie, a rom-com, a love story, if you're watching 50 movies or 50 shows or what have you, that's going to change the perception that you have on your love life, how love should be. But if I watch 50 movies and there's a breakup because of conflict, that's what a story needs. A conflict, a resolution. Oh, this person cheated on this person. And I saw like 50 movies, 20 movies that are like this. That means it has to be that way. I'm not going to be able to find love any other way. If it's going to alter your perception, it's going to brainwash you. That's why you got to clean that bullshit out. You got to clean the clutter out. You need to understand that it's altering the way that you see things. And it's everywhere. It's no matter what. And you need to be consciously aware. You can check out the podcast I was on, In Progress, Michael Sirigliano. I talked about this. This is the one key thing that separated me, started changing my life, is that I started to be consciously aware of the data, the information that I was receiving. And now, I mean, I could come off as a complete asshole to people because I won't immediately receive what they're trying to tell me. But that's interesting. I mean, I'm gonna have to look into it. Or I have cold hard facts registered in my filing cabinet, my brain. So when someone tells me something and I know from data information, like I can negate that information, I'm gonna resist. I'm probably just not gonna be like, yeah, it's great that you have that belief. I'm gonna choose not to listen to it, or I'm gonna respect the decline to receive that information. And people don't like that. These people need to be right. People need to be the advice giver. People need to be the expert. But if I just simply say, yeah, that's fine, that's your opinion, I mean, people are going to resist that because people are so innate to give all this bad information and have people to receive it because they need to justify the information they have is correct. The information they're operating on is right. Because it's terrifying to think about for just one moment that you're operating on bad information. You've been wasting all this time with terrible information. It's a terrible thought. It's a terrible idea. You go 10 years operating on these particular beliefs and you're like, holy shit, this has been terrible. I could have been better off listening to other things. That's why we're here today, baby. We're going to hopefully spark those different things and get you consciously aware of your surrounding. Understand where you're going and understand the information you're collecting and how it's influencing you on a daily basis. You can find me on Twitter if you think I'm too harsh. Hashtag harshness, Delgado RANTS, indestructible me. Or maybe because you don't like the way I talk, or maybe this is fucking getting to you. This is making you pumped up. So brainwashing is bad, right? It can be bad. It can also be good. How can you perceive this as being good? Because this is happening constantly, no matter what, whether you like it or not. Brainwashing is happening all the time. From the moment you wake up and you go on your phone and you go on your social media for pleasure, you're being brainwashed. You're seeing memes and all this other things from people. You're being brainwashed and perceived on your own humor. What you find is funny. What your political beliefs are. What your medical beliefs are. What your spiritual beliefs are. You got to find out what your beliefs are. Stop living someone else's life. That's what brainwashing is. So brainwashing is happening no matter what. It's mostly bad, but you can brainwash yourself. You guessed it. My goals. My goals. That's brainwashing. I'm brainwashing myself. I am doing a process. I'm pressuring myself to adopt great behaviors every day. My mantras. I'm training my brain to tangible things that I want. To radically change my current situation to what I want. I'm creating systems every single day to make me leaner, to make me faster. I'm moving more towards my goals, my dreams. What I tell myself, brainwashing. You wake up in the morning, I'm going to be great. I'm going to impact the lives of billions of people. I'm going to be financially free, baby. Muhammad Ali and Conor McGregor. People that, Muhammad Ali, he's the greatest of all time. That's immediately pops up in your mind, probably. Float like a butterfly, sing like a bee, I'm the greatest of all time. That dude was saying it before it existed. He was undisputed champion 3 times, and no one's ever even come close to doing that in their lifetime, in their career. Now, if you're not a boxing fan or a fighting fan, that's fine. But you need to understand the concept that he promoted the fact that he was going to be the greatest of all time before it happened. Before he achieved any of his targets, he was telling himself a mantra: I'm going to be the greatest of all time. That's brainwashing. He was brainwashing. He was speaking into existence. He was telling himself what he wanted and what he was going to get and how he was going to get it. Conor McGregor. I watched the Notorious. I think that's Notorious. Yeah, the documentary. If it's on Netflix still or whatever, I don't know. I don't have Netflix, but it's a documentary of him. Whether your beliefs are for him or not, regardless, when he was rolling around in that upstairs apartment in the beginning of his career, this is life. I'm going to break records. I'm going to achieve what no one has ever achieved before. And he did. He had 2 belts on 2 different weight classes at one time. He's achieving things that he's like going to be the first Irish billionaire. Just speaking into existence. That is brainwashing. That's positive brainwashing, though. He's accomplishing things that he wants. So he's continuously reaffirming what he's going to achieve all the time. That's brainwashing. That's what you need to do. And you need to do it so often to clear out methodically destroy the bullshit brainwashing that you're receiving. And again, that's going to happen. It's just like time. Time is a constant. It's going to go on moving forward with or without you. Brainwashing is coming at you with or without, whether you care about it, whether you know it or not. It is trying to attack you. It's a negative bullshit. It's a toxic environment that you're living in, and we all are living in it. Until maybe one day that I do change this world and we are living in a better world. That's what I'm planning on doing, brainwashing. I'm going to change the world, and I need your help doing so. You need to positively reinforce where you want to go, what you want to do, who you want to be. What do you want to do? One of my goals, I am the most positive person in the room. Boom. So if I have anything throughout the day, if I try to be negative, I try to be morose, anything, be a downer, Debbie Downer, you know what happens? Immediately a red flag pops up in my head. That is not part of my goal. I have to be the most positive person in the room. So it immediately alters my activity. Hey, whoa. It's a check and balance. It's my accountability. And you do that mentally. And if you do it enough, you will train your body to catch the negative, the negative things you're saying, habits, behaviors that are resisting you from working towards your future goals. It auto-suggests. It allows your brain to work for you instead of it controlling you. It also does the habit routine, the habit wheel that I talked about. You gotta watch that video. You gotta trigger, routine, and reward. It's exactly what happens. If I write down my goals, I'm financially free, but I want to buy something dumb, a commodity, immediately a red flag pops up and is like, hey, that doesn't help you being financially free. Actually worsens it. It makes it harder to become financially free. That's the routine, right? So the trigger is me trying to buy something dumb, and boom, my brain automatically blocks it. That doesn't help you work on your goals. That's the routine. And the reward, I don't do it and I continue working on my goals. That's how you automate your brain to work for you. You got to do it. Become indestructible. Indestructible to the noise, the pollution, the toxic environment you're living in. Again, it's constant. It's always going to happen with or without you. Brainwash yourself. Get yourself in a habit and strengthen those habits where you are the positive reinforcement. You're holding yourself accountable. You're giving yourself the discipline. So you're living a life that you dreamed of, that you never thought was possible. You only thought it was in movies and in dreams, but it's in existence. Create the life. Create the luck. Make your own luck. Hopefully this helps. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, subscribe and follow me everywhere, Indestructible Me, so we can make you indestructible. Change the mind, we change the world. And always be great.